What's going on, agents? Welcome back to Dwerewolf Gaming, and today we're diving into one of the most reliable and downright bully level gear sets in the Division 2, the Heartbreaker Gear Set. If you're tired of getting shredded in heroic missions or want a build that melts enemies while keeping you tanky, Heartbreaker Set is for you. This set turns every shot you land into stacked bonus weapon damage and bonus armor, thanks to the signature talent Heartstopper, meaning the longer you're in the fight, the stronger you get. Pair that with an assault rifle or LMG and a pulse skill, and suddenly you're hitting like a DPS monster and face tanking like a shield build. It's one of the few builds in the game that still gives you survivability, and that's exactly why it's dominating heroic or even countdown missions. So in this video today, agents, I'm breaking down why Heartbreaker still slaps in year 7 and how to get the most out of it, and the perfect build setup to turn your agent into a walking blue core tank DPS hybrid. Let's gear up, agents, and get to work. And so today we're tackling the Heartbreaker Gear Set. It's a gear set that's amazing because not only does it do amazing damage, it also gives you a little bit of survivability as well. As always, agent, going to give you a little bit of gameplay, then we will go over this build breakdown shortly, just to show you how this build works. And if you're new to this game and you like the content, agents, please feel free to hit that like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing, and also turn on the notification bell so you can stay informed whenever I do drop videos. As always, I do appreciate each and every one of you for your valued time and continued support. Agents, as we continue up the first part of this gameplay, shortly after we're going to go over the build breakdown, and then I will give you a little bit more gameplay, finishing up the rest of this mission. I hope that was enough gameplay just to show you how powerful this setup is. Overall, it is an amazing gear set that is often overshadowed by the Striker's gear set. What really truly stands out is that this gear set does give you bonus damage, weapon damage, on top of that bonus armor as well. So with this gear set, we did decide to use the Lexington assault rifle. Overall, an amazing assault rifle. As you can see, the core stats is 104.70k. Keep in mind that it is highlighted yellow because that is what's special about this gun. It does come with a boost in total weapon damage. The RPM is 850 with a magazine size of 45, headshot damage 75%, and outdoor range is 31. Keep in mind, agents, I do have a weapon expertise of 30%, and the core attributes are fully maxed out with assault rifle damage, health damage, and 10% damage to target out of cover. As far as the weapon handling is made on this weapon, agent, it is great. As you can see, the accuracy is amazing, and the stability is almost full. We do have a reload time of 1.79 seconds, which really is what truly makes this weapon stand out. Talent we did roll on this gun is called Flat Line. It basically amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulse enemies. After 4 kills, it applies pulse to the next enemy you hit. The mods we did put on this gun is 5% critical hit chance plus 15 rounds in the magazine, the linked laser pointer, and another 5% critical hit chance mod. Alright, agents, we did use the Ouroboros some, but for this build I would recommend you use any ACS 12 shotgun that you have. We did use the rock and roll shotgun, agents, and the reason why I say use the ACS 12 because it will help build up the Heartstopper stacks much faster. Overall, this is an amazing shotgun though. As you can see, I do have a weapon expertise of 20% of this gun, and the core attributes are fully maxed out with shotgun damage, damage to armor, and 10% damage to target out of cover. Alright, the weapon handling is pretty bad. The stability isn't too bad. The reload time is horrible, and the accuracy is horrible as well. The talent is what truly stands out on this gun though. The talent is called Perfectly Extra, and you get a boosted magazine capacity of 50%. The mods I do have is a 10% critical hit damage mod and the linked laser pointer. It is one reason why I did recommend that you use an ACS 12 shotgun, because you can use the linked laser pointer attachment. Since your sidearm, we did use the new quick step sidearm that you can obtain by farming those warhounds, but the talent that comes on is called sport mode. You will have a boost in the movement speed of 20%, and also keep in mind, agents, it does not stack with any other movement speed mods that you're using. The mods I do have is 5% critical hit chance plus 11 rounds, 10% critical hit chance, and a 10% critical hit damage mod. For the gear set agents, we do have 4 pieces of the Heartbreaker set. 2 pieces gives you 15% in assault rifle damage and LMG damage. 3 pieces gives you plus 15% increase in weapon handling. And when you have on all 4 pieces, you get Heart Stopper. Headshots apply a pulse for 5 seconds. Weapon hits on pulse enemies add a stack of plus 1% bonus armor and 1.1% weapon damage to pulse enemies up to a max of 50 stacks. 2 stacks are lost each second. The core attribute we do have on this mask is armor core, and those build agents we will be going for all critical hit chance and critical hit damage on the attributes. The chest piece is the closer chest piece. It is the name piece, chest piece for the Uzina set, which gives us 5% increase in total armor. For the core attribute, we do have a weapon damage core, and the attributes agents again, we're going for critical hit chance and critical hit damage. The talent is what truly stands out. It's called Perfect Spotter. Basically amplifies total weapon damage and skill damage by 20% to enemies that are pulse. So the holster is the second piece of the Heartbreaker set. For the core attribute, we do have an armor core and a 12% critical hit damage attribute. Alright, the knee pads are the third piece. And for the core attribute again, we do have an armor core, 6% critical hit chance attribute. And the gloves agents, we did decide to use the Overdog exotic gloves. Just amazing. Core attribute is going to automatically be weapon damage, and the attributes that are going to be rolled on this automatically are always going to be critical hit chance and critical hit damage. The talent is called Weakest Link. Amplifies weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking enemy while you are in combat as per tier hierarchy. Basically, you want to start at tier 3, kill those enemies, and work your way up, agents. But like I always say in the gameplay, agents, there will be so much going on. Your main goal is just to always continue to make sure that you're firing at whatever's in front of you. For the backpack, it is the 4th piece of the Heartbreaker set. For the core attribute, we do have a armor core, and again, the attributes on the backpack agent are going for critical hit chance and critical hit damage. The talent is called Cold. This increases bonus armor granted per stack of Heart Stopper from 1% to 2%, so that's more bonus armor, so ultimately that equals to more survivability. Alright, we did use the Crusader shield, and as you can see, it does scale with the number of blue and yellow cores you have. We do have a tier 5. We have tier 5 on this, even though you notice right down the left, we do have 4 blue cores, 0 yellow skill tier on this build. But keep in mind, we are using the Technician's class specialization, which does give us an additional skill tier. We did use the Striker drone for additional distraction in the gameplay. Alright, as you can see, agents, no modifiers were used, seasonal or global modifiers were used whatsoever. This to show you that this build works without any modifiers needed. As far as total weapon damage, 104,704. Critical hit chance sitting right at 56% with 105% critical hit damage. Headshot damage is 75%. As far as the armor, overall pretty balanced build in my opinion. We do have 1,544,635 armor, 0 armor on the kill, and 0 armor regeneration. Alright, agents, with this build, I do recommend that you use the Technician Specialization. You will see why when we go over this. Technician, you will do 12% additional damage to drones, skill proxies, and robotics. Armor kits also apply to all friendly skill proxies within 10 meters. You will have a passive +1 skill tier, and also you will have access to the Artificer Hive. Keep that in mind. This helps boost your skill efficiency. Party members within 5 meters of your deployed and undisrupted skills are immune to shock and disruption, and you gain plus 15% bonus armor while aiming a skill. One last thing is, don't forget to equip the correct weapon element to get your 15% increase in bonus damage. And agents, this is the only class where you will have access to the Technician, the Link Laser Pointer. What this does is basically the Link Laser Pointer is amazing because it allows you to continuously post those enemies whenever you're aiming at any target. So keep in mind, agents, the chest piece will give you 20% in amplified damage, and the talent we do have rolled on our gun will give us 15% increase in amplified damage. That is a total of 35% continuous amplified damage as long as you do have the Link Laser Pointer equipped. So overall, like I said, agents, we are getting a total of 35% increase in amplified damage because we're getting 15% from the flatline talent, and we're getting 20% from the Perfect Spotter talent on the closer chest piece. Overall, just amazing. Alright, so yes, go to the range, take a look at this build, and I will show you a different variation of this build that you can use. But overall, when I show you 2 different variations of this build, you will notice that this build right here, to me, it is a lot more fun to use because The other variation in this build, we will be utilizing the Tinker Mask. We will be using the Streamline Talent, and you will notice when we're going over the build, when we are showcasing that build agents and the amount of damage you can do, that with the Streamline Talent you cannot use any skills. And with this build agents, I do want to use my skills because I did want to take advantage of that 25%, that 20% amplified damage that you will be getting on your skills that is coming from the closer chest piece. But this is the first version of this build. As you can see, look at the amount of bonus armor that I do have, and overall just amazing build for survivability. And basically you will notice that damage as your stacks increase with the Heartstopper talent, so keep that in mind. At first your damage won't be as much, but as you build up that Heartstopper talent, you will see a good bit of boost in your damage and overall bonus armor as well. Just great for survivability. Alright agents, this is the second version of this build where we will be utilizing the Tinker Mask. Alright, with this build I do want to point out is that the Tinker Mask, because of the talent abridged, your primary and secondary weapons cannot be exotic or named weapons, and also they do have to be of the same archetype. For example, if you're using assault rifles, both weapons have to both be assault rifles. All right, and the core attribute that comes on this mask is going to automatically be weapon damage, and also the attributes we're going to also going to be critical hit chance and critical hit damage as well. So with this build, we will be using the Carbine 7. The talent will be rolled as flatline, and on the second Carbine 7 we have the Streamline talent equipped. All right, agents, when doing this demonstration, if you pay attention to those three icons in the bottom, the one that is the one that is a triangle that is on your right, it is showing you that it is orange. It means that the bridge talent is actually working. A bridge talent is actually working. Now, if it turns red, as you can see, I equipped my second weapon. That means you do not have the correct weapon equipped. The talent only applies to your primary weapon, and you only get benefit when you have the correct weapon equipped. So as you can see, I wanted to demonstrate that to you. So anytime you're playing and you notice it's red, it means it's not working. Again, the bridge talent is basically if your primary and secondary weapons are not exotic or named and of the same type, the secondary's weapon talent would also be applied to the primary weapon. This does not apply if the primary or secondary weapon's talent includes weapon swapping, and it also does not apply if the primary and second weapon talents are the same. So basically they will not allow stacking of talents, so you cannot use two Streamline talents or two killer talents. That won't work. You have to be different talents, and those weapons have to be of the same archetype, and it will not benefit if it's a talent that you get a benefit whenever your weapons swap it. As you can see, as far as the damage, we're building up the stacks in the Heartstopper stacks right now, and you will notice that agents, the damage will be about the same. So overall, I prefer to run this setup using the Overdog exotic gloves because I am still able to utilize using the Lexington, but you can even use the Kingbreaker or whatever primary weapon you have. If you don't have the Lexington, just use the Carbine 7 and put the talent flatline on it. Agents, just use, like I said, just use whatever weapon you have. And as you can see, the damage is about the same. We do have full Heartbreaker stopper stacks at the moment, and the damage isn't that much different when using the Tinker Mask instead of the Overdog exotic gloves. But you know, in order for me to get this damage, though, you got to keep in mind I am using the Streamline talent on top of the Flatline talent, and the damage is still almost the same as you just using the Lexington along with the Flatline talent. So overall, I would use this setup just using the Overdog exotic gloves with the Flatline talent. But always use whatever works best for you. Of course, with the build though, whenever I did use the Overdog exotic gloves and I did put Streamline talent on it, I was getting more damage. But keep in mind, again, you will not be able to use any skills if you take that route. All right, agents, so stick around. I'm going to finish up the rest of this mission. If you like the build or the gameplay, give it a thumbs up. Really appreciate each and every one of you for your valuable time and continued support, as always. And one last thing I do want to mention before I go is, agents, that if your watch level is at least 1000, you will be at the baseline of doing the same damage you see me doing in the gameplay. The only thing that will make a difference in your build is your expertise level. That will make will make a difference as well. All right, Dwerewolf out.
have to die here. That bastard hasn't gone far yet. Go after her.